The Battales. Episode 1. The Mansion. It was a cold, foggy night in the countryside of France. Marie and her husband, Henri, had just purchased an old dilapidated mansion with the hopes of restoring it to its former glory. As they walked through the creaky halls and peered into the empty rooms, Marie couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Despite the eerie atmosphere, Marie was determined to make the mansion their dream home. They spent the next few weeks fixing up the place, painting the walls and sanding down the old creaky floors. But as the days went by, strange things started to happen. Doors would slam shut on their own, and Marie would catch glimpses of a figure in the corner of her eye, only to turn and find nothing there. Henri brushed it off as her imagination, but Marie couldn't shake the feeling that they were not alone in the mansion. One night, as they were settling into bed, Marie heard a faint knock on the door. She sat up, her heart racing, and listened as the knock grew louder and more insistent. Henri groggily sat up and grumbled, "Who could that be at this hour?" Marie watched in horror as Henri stumbled out of bed and made his way to the door. She wanted to call out to him, to tell him not to open it, but her voice was frozen in her throat. Henri flung the door open, and Marie let out a scream as a shimmery figure emerged from the darkness. It was a woman, dressed in a white tattered gown, with long tangled hair and a twisted, mangled face. She let out a blood-curdling shriek and lunged at Henri, her hands outstretched. Marie watched in horror as the entity dragged Henri into the darkness. She tried to run, but her legs felt like lead, and she could do nothing but watch as the ghost disappeared into the night with her husband. The next morning, a farmer found Marie wandering aimlessly through the fog, muttering incoherently about a haunted mansion and a ghostly woman. The authorities searched the mansion, but Henri was never found. To this day, the old mansion stands empty and abandoned, its halls filled with the whispers of the ghosts that still haunt its walls. Marie never returned, but the tales of the haunted mansion in the French countryside continue to be told, warning others of the dangers of disturbing the dead. The Battales. Episode 1. The Mansion. It was a cold,